Mazibs here. So last episode we took a look at H3nry and we understood it as the ghetto youth anthem communicating anger at the socialist, capitalist, structuralist system that is dividing society in such obvious ways. And like I said last episode, this episode we're going to be focusing more on North of Samora sounds. What do they talk about, the kids up north? I mean, these are the kids that are maybe more connected to the rest of the world. So they'll sound more like me. But does that mean that they don't value Zimbabweanness, its cultures, its values, and the struggles of most people that are living in this land? Sure, North Samoans might not have a connection to the very real economic challenges and sense of community that a lot of ghetto youths have. Due to internet access and maybe studying abroad and having a different curriculum in school, we might end up homogenizing our culture and things like that. We might even be called masalala as a reference to the lack of flesh in our bones. But living in the north of Samoa doesn't mean you're not proud of your heritage. Despite its flaws and ability to make young people want to go to South Africa, Zimbabwe is a land that many young people north of Samoa love to be identified by, and as the torchbearers of Zimbabwe's online community called the Twimbos, we never stop to gas up our country. Whether it's being cheated out of Twitter polls, or supporting our artists during Twitter polls, or being anti-Gurira's stands, or cheering the netball team, Marvelous Nakamba, Tanya Muzinda, Tino Kadewere. Log into Twitter, Instagram, not Facebook because our mothers are there, but log into Twitter and Instagram and you will see North Hararians with access to the internet hyping up their country for the better. So which goes to today's song, 263 by an artist called H3nry. Now H3nry and the other artist who features on this track called Hillzy are part of a cohort of new Zimbabwean artists who have one thing in common. See, in 2018, an artist called Mr. Easy launched his inaugural Empower Africa Challenge. The goal of Mr. Easy's competition was to empower African artists, helping them with management, publishing, label services, distribution, and marketing of their craft. In 2018, 10,000 entries were received, but Mr. Easy chose to rank the top 100. And these top 100 went on to attend a masterclass masterclass or something in Cape Town. Now, of course, being the home of such artistic craft, some Zimbabweans are listed in the top 100. Namely, Denim Woods, Union 5, who is now known as Sun, Gary Mapanzure, Cleo, Fusion 5, Mimi, Tarukwana, Hillzy, and of course H3nry. So these guys are the future of modern Zimbabwean music. I mean, we do have established artists like Killer T, Amara Brown, Ja Praiser, Winky D, but the artists who took part in Empower are making international hits at such a young age. Something to look out for. I mean, check out Hillzy's rise to stardom. Anyway, enough of the tangents. 263 by H3nry featuring Hillzy is their love letter to Zimbabwe. Their Bile Do. It's supposed to be H3nry's personal anthem to Zimbabwe, the bright parts that he wants to highlight and that make him the person that he is. But he doesn't execute it quite well. And I'll explain why.
263 going all out. Hey, they just talking shit they don't know about.
Yeah, you know what? I hate that Zimbabwe has been colored with such dirty paint over the past. Yes, economically, politically, and considering many other Callies, we are in the pits. But I hate that as a country we've been painted so dirty internationally that we have this pariah status. There are a lot of things to marvel about in Zimbabwe, but the narrative of a downtrodden country has taken center stage globally that when people mention Zimbabwe, they mention the extra bad stuff first.
Mugabe with the power.
The fact that Robert Mugabe ruled us for so long. Don't get me wrong, I don't like people who try to sanitize what's going on or what has happened in Zimbabwe before. But I hate being solely defined by that. Like, have you as a Zimbabwean ever gone abroad and had to introduce where you're from? Chances are that you get this reaction. Zimbabwe. How's Mugabe? You're not even given an opportunity to describe what the country is like or the best thing about it, but it's a straight beeline to the dictator that clung on to power for so long. And I kinda don't like the obsession with mentioning Mugabe on and on and on in this song by Henry.
I'm Mugabe with the power. Look, so I'm in my city going all out.
Like in this bar, he says, I'm Mugabe with the power. Maybe it was like a way to shout out Empower for giving him this opportunity. But I feel like there are more clever ways to do that than to bring up Mugabe. This song was published in 2019, yeah? So I get that a lot of people would say that the narrative about Mugabe had changed from 2017. And I say no. When Mugabe died, a lot of people were not happy with the hero narrative that was being pushed by Pan-Africans around the world. It's still too soon. What? Isn't it? Yeah, that's just not smart for me. Doesn't hit the patriotic points.
In my city, that's how I it. Swear I'm ballin' like Mugabe. Wrist flicking like I'm Bobby. A C10 with the details. Swear these niggas couldn't guard me.
Okay, maybe I didn't hear the last bar correctly. Can you run that back to me?
A C10 with the details.
I heard that properly. C10 is short for the country's Central Intelligence Organization. And honestly, chills running down my brain talking about this. But yeah, there's not much I want to say about the C10 for very obvious reasons. But it was formed in the 1960s, the year in which black nationalist movements was gathering steam, and its functions are eerily similar to the MI6 and CIA. So it's quite baffling to me why, with all the infamy attached to the organization, why Henry just name drops them in his "Hey, proud to be Zimbabwean" track. Just don't get it, man.
When I'm out in skies, but the wire got the vibe. Eight wonder like I'm Vic Falls. Tisu watch on Awasu. You can catch me in Mutare. I'm too wavy. You can catch me in Kariba.
But I can tell what you're doing. You're referencing some of these cities to show us how dope you are. And you're pretty dope, but okay. He's not really saying anything nice about the cities. Like, let me run this down. First bar is like, oh guys, when I'm lit or drunk or high, I'm like Bulawayo, because it's also nicknamed as Blues or Skies. Ha 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 ha. You see what I did there? And then my rapping is so wonderful, y'all can call me Victoria Falls. My swag is like Kariba, because there's a dam there. And I'm from Mutare. I mean, this song is like just over 2 minutes long, and you're barely giving us any reasons to fall in love with Zimbabwe. Dude, you're running out of time. But yeah, you see, I'm looking at this song and I'm just thinking to myself, man, this isn't a Zimbabwe anthem. This is a Henry anthem. 263 is just the typical, I am the dopest, swaggiest, flyest, coolest rapper out there with the best lifestyle you can imagine type of song. And H3nry is effectively saying, I am dope because I am from Zimbabwe.
I'm with my niggas rolling reefer. In my city rolling Nissan. I'm sipping my hill, bumping, licking my chest, or talking to Jesso. Up on some more of my shallow.
Yeah, that was a nice flow change when he started talking about Alec Macheso. But these bars, they're just not like telling me anything. It feels like they were just said for the sake of saying some nice bars. I mean, they're random. Take a look at this. My hill is of course a fermented maize drink popular in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, so what's the story being told in this bar? Hey, patriotic Zimbabwean, you want to know what's really patriotic? Sipping my hill. And whilst you're sipping it, because let's not forget, you are a proud Zimbabwean. You're listening to Alec Macheso. Cause you are a proud Zimbabwean. And whilst you're doing that, you are in Harare on Samora Machel Avenue. Why? Because you are a proud Zimbabwean. I mean, he does shout out Zimbabweans doing it big, but I don't know. You tell me, does it work? Let's run through the list.
Gassed up like I'm genius. And she gon' probably make a beeline for the gold niggas where the fee is.
Yeah, you know that really rich uncle who was making people's woody butt cheeks clap on Instagram? Yeah, you know how he always guesses himself up on Instagram by saying really unfunny shit, but we laugh cause hey, yeah, I have his confidence. I'm all about the money like him. And I'm doing my thing and disregarding all my detractors such as Mazibs 263. I'm like Janimbi guy.
I'm job praising when I sing songs. Hey.
Okay. You know the biggest artist from Zimbabwe after Tuku died? Yeah, I am like him when I sing songs. Oh, no, dude, you aren't. You're Henry. You don't lie to Guinness. Ah, Nenarwere. My brother's girlfriend's auntie's friend's cousins took a video of his classmate's mom. Yeah, I've got old ladies turning up to my shit. Just like Jah Praiser.
I'm tryna strive to get to the top with all of my buddies like eking it.
Yeah, similes are the best way to create poetic rap songs. I'm going to use Econet for comparison's sake so that people can understand that I am as ambitious as Econet's founder, Strive Masiwa. Oh, Iwe Baba. Yeah, you can tell I don't like the song. So I give it 5 or 4 out of 10. It's a good concept. I like songs which talk about their country, about society, but I think this one was executed blandly. Like if I'm a foreigner looking into this song, I don't think it would sway me to change my preconceptions about Zimbabwe. And even as a Zimbabwean, I don't look at this song and say, yeah, this is modern day Zimbabwe. This is what we're all about. You know, because it's just the typical braggadocious I'm so lit song, you know. When he focuses on individuals who give Zimbabwe its image, he sticks too long on the divisive image of Mugabe and doesn't even mention the other great Zimbabweans who've been making moves. Like, I don't know, Mugabe's political opponent for such a long time, Morgan Shangirai, you forgot to mention him. You know, or there's Mutukudzi, Joshua Mkumbo, Damudzo Marechera, Tsitsi Dangarembwa. Even if we're gonna like look at modern people who are doing a great job, Kirsty Coventry still alive, so is Denai Gurira. Like, why aren't you mentioning these people? I feel like he missed a big opportunity to get down, poetic, and really dedicate his artistry towards a country that has always been going through something. You know, give something to the people on the ground to listen to and say, damn, I really hate abject poverty. It has so many mental and cultural ramifications that build self-destructive behaviors amongst ourselves. However, I cannot help but marvel at the beauty of the land and its individuals that are mentioned in the song Henry made. It's really showing me that there are a lot of inspirational stories that I can be proud of, regardless of the climates that we're in. So in order to maintain my patriotism, I shall replay and share this track to my peers, because it has an uplifting message that will make me push on to rebuild Zimbabwe, until similarly inspirational songs are more of the norm for this country. Thank you, Henry. That's what people could be saying. But you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be too harsh on Henry. You know how it is when you get into a competition? Like when you're playing football and training, and then when it's time for the match, sometimes you fumble. So maybe Henry's creative juices were limited because this was a song that was published for the Empower competition. So, you know, maybe he was trying too hard to impress with this, instead of just letting it rip for the homies and the homers. But I don't know, man. I can only review what's in front of me, and yeah, I don't really like this. And at the end of the day, if you don't like my opinion...
In conclusion, this is my opinion, and I am agree with myself, and if you are not, I really don't care, by the way. That's it. With your peace, or star.